Welcome. Today, we're diving into the world of small claims court and tackling some of the most common myths that surround it. Many people are hesitant to use small claims court because of misunderstandings or misinformation. In this video, we'll break down the basics, clarify what small claims court is, and set the record straight on what you can really expect. Whether you're considering filing a claim or just curious about the process, understanding the truth behind these myths can help you make informed decisions. Let's get started by looking at what small claims court actually is and why it's designed for everyday people. Small claims court is a special court where individuals can resolve disputes involving relatively small amounts of money without the need for expensive legal representation. It's designed to be accessible, straightforward, and user-friendly, making it possible for people to present their own cases. The rules are generally simpler than in higher courts, and the process is much faster. This court is often used for issues like unpaid debts, property damage, or disputes over services. Now that we know what small claims court is, let's start busting some common myths. One of the biggest myths is that you need a lawyer to go to small claims court. In reality, most small claims courts are designed for people to represent themselves. In fact, many courts don't even allow lawyers to participate in small claims cases, or they limit their involvement. The process is simplified so that anyone, regardless of legal background, can present their case. This helps keep costs down and ensures that justice is accessible to everyone. So, if you're worried about hiring a lawyer, rest assured you can handle your case on your own. Another common misconception is that small claims court is only for significant or complicated cases. In truth, small claims court is specifically for smaller disputes, often involving amounts below a certain limit set by your state or country. It's the perfect venue for resolving issues that might not be worth the time or expense of higher courts. Everyday problems like unpaid rent, minor car accidents, or disputes over services are exactly what small claims court is meant for. Don't let the size of your case stop you from seeking justice. Many people believe that going to court is always a complicated and intimidating process. However, small claims court is designed to be as simple as possible. The forms are straightforward, the rules are relaxed, and court staff are usually available to help guide you through the process. You don't need to know legal jargon or have prior experience. The goal is to make justice accessible and understandable for everyone. So, don't let fear of paperwork or procedures keep you from pursuing your claim. A lot of people worry that taking someone to court will cost a fortune. In reality, small claims court is designed to be affordable. The filing fees are usually quite low compared to other courts, and because you don't need a lawyer, you save on legal fees. Some courts even offer fee waivers for those who can't afford to pay. The goal is to make sure that everyone has access to justice, regardless of their financial situation. So, cost shouldn't be a barrier to resolving your dispute. Some people think you can take any issue to small claims court, but that's not the case. There are specific types of cases that small claims court can handle, usually involving money or property. Issues like family law, criminal cases, or large business disputes are not suitable for small claims court. Each jurisdiction has its own rules about what types of cases are allowed and the maximum amount you can sue for. Always check your local court's guidelines before filing a claim. There's a belief that judges in small claims court always favor the individual over a business or landlord. In reality, judges are impartial and base their decisions on the facts and evidence presented. Both parties have an equal opportunity to present their side, and the judge will make a fair decision according to the law. It's important to come prepared with your evidence and be honest in your presentation. The outcome depends on the strength of your case, not your status. A common myth is that if you lose in small claims court, you could end up in jail. This is simply not true. Small claims court deals with civil matters, not criminal cases. The worst outcome for the losing party is usually a judgment to pay money or return property. There are no criminal penalties involved, so if you're worried about jail time, you can put those fears to rest. Small claims court is about resolving disputes, not punishing crimes. Many people assume that if they win in small claims court, they'll get their money right away. However, winning a judgment is just the first step. The court will order the losing party to pay, but it's up to you to collect the money. Sometimes this is straightforward, but other times you may need to take additional steps, like wage garnishment or property liens, if the other party doesn't pay voluntarily. It's important to understand the collection process before you file. Some people believe that the judge will investigate and gather evidence for them. In reality, it's your responsibility to prepare your case, gather evidence, and present your side clearly. The judge acts as a neutral decision maker and can only consider the information you provide. Bring all relevant documents, photos, contracts, or witnesses to support your claim. The more organized and prepared you are, the better your chances of success. It's a common misconception that you can always appeal a small claims court decision. In many places, the right to appeal is limited, especially for the person who filed the claim. Sometimes, only the defendant can appeal, or appeals are only allowed in specific circumstances. It's important to check your local court rules before assuming you can challenge the outcome. Understanding the limits of appeals can help you prepare your case thoroughly from the start. Another myth is that the court will collect your money for you if you win. In reality, the court issues a judgment, but it's up to you to enforce it. This might involve requesting wage garnishment, placing a lien on property, or using other legal tools. The court can provide guidance on these steps, but they don't automatically collect the money on your behalf. Knowing this in advance can help you plan for what happens after you win your case. While small claims court is less formal than higher courts, it still follows rules and procedures. You should dress appropriately, address the judge respectfully, and follow courtroom etiquette. The relaxed atmosphere is meant to make things easier, but it's still a legal proceeding. Being prepared and professional can make a positive impression and help your case. Treat the process with the seriousness it deserves. Some believe that if they lose in small claims court, they can just file again. However, once a case is decided, you generally can't sue the same person for the same issue again. This is called res judicata, meaning the matter has already been judged. It's important to present your best case the first time, as you usually only get one chance to resolve the dispute in court. Some people think the court will track down the person they're suing. In reality, it's your responsibility to provide the correct name and address of the defendant. The court can't serve papers or proceed with your case if you don't have this information. Make sure you have accurate details before filing your claim. This step is crucial for moving your case forward. Jurisdiction matters in small claims court. You can't just sue someone in any court you choose. Usually, you must file your claim in the area where the defendant lives or where the dispute occurred. Filing in the wrong court can result in your case being dismissed. Always check the jurisdiction rules before starting your claim to avoid unnecessary delays. Some people believe that only written contracts are valid in small claims court. In fact, verbal agreements can be legally binding, though they may be harder to prove. If you have witnesses, texts, emails, or other evidence supporting your verbal agreement, bring them to court. The judge will consider all relevant evidence, not just written contracts. Don't let the lack of paperwork stop you from pursuing your claim. While judges strive to be fair, if one party doesn't show up, the judge may rule in favor of the party who is present. This is called a default judgment. It's important for both sides to attend the hearing and present their case. If you miss your court date, you could lose by default, regardless of the merits of your case. Small claims court isn't just for disputes between individuals. You can also sue businesses, landlords, or even government agencies in some cases. The key is that your claim falls within the court's monetary limits and subject matter jurisdiction. Always check your local rules to see who you can sue in small claims court. Judges are there to decide cases, not to give legal advice. If you have questions about your case or need help understanding the law, court staff may provide general information, but they can't tell you how to argue your case or what evidence to present. For legal advice, you may need to consult a lawyer or legal aid service, even if you represent yourself in court. Small claims court usually handles monetary disputes, not claims for emotional distress or pain and suffering. While you might feel wronged, the court is limited to awarding money for actual financial losses or property damage. If your case involves emotional harm, you may need to pursue it in a higher court. Always check what types of damages are allowed before filing your claim. While the court may help with serving papers, it's your responsibility to make sure the defendant is properly notified of the lawsuit. This process is called service of process. If the defendant isn't served correctly, your case could be delayed or dismissed. Make sure you follow the court's instructions for notifying the other party. Some people think small claims court is a way to make a quick fortune. In reality, the court is designed to resolve genuine disputes, not to reward opportunistic lawsuits. The monetary limits are low, and the process is focused on fairness. If you're hoping for a big payday, small claims court is probably not the right venue. While small claims court is generally faster than higher courts, it can still take weeks or months to resolve a case. Delays can happen due to court schedules, difficulty serving the defendant, or the need for additional evidence. Be prepared for some waiting and stay patient throughout the process. Child support cases are typically handled by family courts, not small claims court. If you need to collect past due child support, you'll need to go through the appropriate family law channels. Small claims court is not the right venue for these types of disputes. Small claims court generally only awards money for actual losses that have already occurred. You can't sue for damages that might happen in the future. Make sure your claim is based on real, current losses, and bring evidence to support your case. While court staff can answer questions and provide forms, they can't write your claim or tell you what to say. It's your responsibility to clearly explain your case, including what happened, why you believe you're owed money, and how much you're seeking. Take your time to prepare a clear, concise statement. Punitive damages, which are meant to punish the other party, are rarely awarded in small claims court. The court is focused on compensating you for actual losses, not punishing the defendant. If your case involves serious wrongdoing, you may need to file in a higher court. In most small claims cases, each party is responsible for their own attorney's fees, even if they win. There are some exceptions, but generally, you can't recover legal fees in small claims court. This is another reason why most people represent themselves. Winning a judgment doesn't mean the court will automatically force the other party to pay. You may need to take additional steps, like garnishing wages or placing liens on property to collect your money. The court can guide you, but enforcement is your responsibility. Judges may explain the basics, but they aren't there to teach you the law. It's your job to understand the rules that apply to your case. Many courts offer self-help resources or workshops to help you prepare. Take advantage of these resources to strengthen your case. Interest on a debt can sometimes be included in your claim, but you must specifically ask for it and provide evidence. The court won't automatically add interest unless you request it and show it's justified. Be sure to include all relevant details in your claim if you want to recover interest. While the court handles official notices, it's often up to you to communicate with the other party about settlement offers or payment arrangements. Open communication can sometimes resolve disputes without a hearing. Don't rely on the court to handle all interactions for you. You don't need a flawless case to succeed in small claims court. Judges understand that most people aren't legal experts. As long as you present your facts honestly and provide reasonable evidence, you have a fair chance. Don't let fear of imperfection stop you from seeking justice. Judges may award less than you ask for if they think your claim is only partially justified. Be prepared for the possibility that you might not get the full amount you're seeking. Bring strong evidence to support your entire claim. Sometimes, the defendant doesn't appear in court. If this happens, you may win by default, but you still need to prove your case. Always come prepared with your evidence, even if you think the other party won't show up. Small claims court can handle both money and property disputes. You can sue to recover money owed or to have property returned. Make sure your claim fits within the court's limits and bring evidence to support your request. Even after winning, collecting your judgment can be challenging. The court provides tools for enforcement, but it's up to you to use them. This might include wage, garnishment, liens, or other legal actions. Be proactive in following up after your case is decided. Small claims court has strict limits on the types of cases and the amounts you can sue for. Make sure your dispute fits within these guidelines before filing. If your case is too complex or exceeds the monetary limit, you may need to go to a higher court. Judges have busy schedules and may need to keep cases moving quickly. Be concise and stick to the facts when presenting your case. Long-winded explanations or irrelevant details can hurt your chances. Preparation and clarity are key to making a strong impression. If you lose in small claims court, you can't just ignore the judgment. The winning party can use legal tools to collect what they're owed, which could affect your wages, property, or credit. It's important to take court orders seriously and comply with the judgment. Some people think the plaintiff always wins in small claims court. In reality, the judge decides based on the evidence and the law. Both sides have an equal chance, and the outcome depends on how well you present your case. Don't assume victory, prepare thoroughly. You can settle your dispute at any time before the judge makes a decision. In fact, many small claims cases are resolved through negotiation or mediation before reaching a hearing. Settling can save time, money, and stress for both parties. If you reach an agreement, let the court know so your case can be dismissed. We've covered a wide range of myths about small claims court, from who can file and what types of cases are allowed, to how judgments are enforced and what you can expect from the process. The key takeaway is that small claims court is designed to be accessible and fair, but it's important to understand the rules and responsibilities involved. By separating fact from fiction, you can approach your case with confidence and clarity. Thanks for watching, and remember, knowledge is your best tool in the courtroom.